Is your hobby a business or is your business a hobby? See what the IRS thinks. Let's say you started a business and have done your best to provide the best products and services, but still aren't making any profit. If this is the case, can you still write off business deductions when filing your federal and state taxes? Does the IRS consider your business a hobby after many months or years of losses? What's really the truth here? Watch this video to find out. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. We are doing marvelous. The whole team and I are doing fantastic. And if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about whether or not your hobby is a business or your business is a hobby. And we want to really pinpoint the IRS's opinion about that. The agency has been very clear about the demarcation between what it considers an agency, what it considers a business, and what it deems a hobby. Now, which is which, for profit or non-for-profit? As you might expect, the IRS distinguishes between legitimate businesses and hobby activities for the purposes of taxes. If you are legitimately in business, you can deduct the expenses of that business and possibly take a loss if your business isn't profitable. If you're not in business to make a profit, the IRS considers your activity as non-profit for sport or recreation. That is a hobby, right? If you think about it. And the agency therefore says you cannot deduct expenses to get a loss to offset other income. Many legitimate businesses start out with a loss their first few years, so the agency understands that. The IRS also expects that a legitimate business will be set up to make a profit, not just have a hobby. Unfortunately, some people start businesses that are really hobbies just to claim the expenses and the loss on their tax returns. Let me just give you a very simple example. Let's say you have an artist and the artist wants to claim her expenses as business related. The artist could be a painter, for example. She must show that she is following good business practices and that she intends to make a profit eventually. All right. So the IRS really looks at intent here, making sure that the person claiming the business deductions is really in it for business purposes. Is this activity a business or a hobby? Let's just again clarify once and for all what the IRS thinks. A legitimate business, according to the Internal Revenue Service, does the following. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. So the business must have a primary purpose of income or profit. Is engaged in continuity and regularity. The IRS has a list of 9 factors, only 9, to be used in determining whether an activity is a legitimate business or a hobby. Whether you carry on the activity in a business-like manner and maintain complete and accurate books and records. Whether the time and effort you put into the activity indicate you intend to make it profitable. Whether you depend on income from the activity for your livelihood. Whether your losses are due to circumstances beyond your control or are normal in the startup phase of your type of business. Whether you change your methods of operation in an attempt to improve profitability. Whether you or your advisors have the knowledge needed to carry on the activity as a successful business. Whether you were successful in making a profit in similar activities in the past. Whether the activity makes a profit in some years and how much profit it makes. Whether you can expect to make a future profit from the appreciation of the assets used in the activity. So those are the 9 factors that the agency considers. Having said that, you have to understand that the IRS looks at every business on a case-by-case basis, depending on the situation. But this kind of gives you a broad idea of the criteria the agency ponders when it comes to evaluating whether or not your activity is a business or a hobby. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Sweetie Kiwi Show. We're actually having a conversation today around whether or not your hobby is a business or vice versa. Can a corporation have a hobby loss? Because a corporation is a separate business entity, the IRS does not recognize the hobby loss rules for corporations. Because as corporations' profit and losses are part of personal tax returns, the hobby loss rules do apply because as corporation shareholders don't pay taxes at the company level, they pay taxes on their 1040 at the individual level. So the hobby loss rules do indeed apply. Will the IRS consider your business a hobby? It really depends. I've given you 9 criteria so far, and there is no place where you designate the deductions from your activity as a business or hobby. It's the IRS that determines, ultimately, if your activity is a business or a hobby. This doesn't happen unless the IRS makes a determination on your business based on years in business and profitability. What if your business does not make a profit at all? Now, it's okay because the IRS presumes an activity to be a business to be set up to make a profit if it has a profit in at least 3 of the last 5 years. The business must be substantially the same during that time. But what if it doesn't? That's another alternative that experts have been pondering. The IRS can review your business situation and determine whether it's for profit or nonprofit. Now, can the IRS postpone its determination on your business case? You may want the IRS to postpone making a determination on your activity to figure out whether it is profit or non-for-profit by making an election to give you a longer time to make a profit. And to do that, there is a form that is beautiful, and that form is Form 5213. So if you want to ask the agency to postpone its determination on your business case, use Form 5213, and you can find that form at www.irs.gov/pub/irs-pdf f5213.pdf. We'll put the link on the screen for you, but you can still go on the IRS website and just type in the category on the page forms and publications, just type 5213. Now I'm showing you here how the form looks like. It's and again, we're putting this on the screen. It's election to postpone determination as to whether the presumption applies that an activity is engaged in for profit. This is very long. It's clear. It tells you exactly what you're asking for. And the great thing here is that you can see that on line 1, it says the type of taxpayer engaged in the activity. So you can check the box that applies whether you're an individual, a partnership, an S corporation, or an estate or trust. If you remember earlier, I said that C corporations the rules of hobby laws does not apply to C corporation. Right? So, and then you just fill in the information. You describe the activity for which you elect to postpone the determination, and you explain everything, and then you sign and send it to the agency. You should make this election within 3 years after the due date of your return for your first tax year for this activity. So let's say you started your business in January 2021. You should make this election before the end of 2023. Right? If the advantage of making this election is that the IRS will not immediately question whether your business is for profit or non-for-profit. So that gives you 2 more years to show a profit. But if you don't have the required years of profit, the limit can be applied retroactively to any year with a loss in the 5-year period. Okay, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're also having a conversation here around whether your business is a hobby or vice versa, and sort of look at the implications from a fiscal perspective. If you love this kind of content and you've been enjoying the clarity and quality so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you are aware in real time whenever we drop a new show. And we do this every single day, rain or shine. Please comment below if you have questions, if you have a comment, just put in the comment section. Our team reads all comments and we answer pertinent and relevant questions. You can also share this content and like it. How to improve your position as a for-profit business. If you want to show the IRS that you are really serious about this business and you want to make, intending to make a profit and be considered a legitimate business, also includes good business practices such as you want to set up a separate business checking account. You want to keep business and personal expenses separate. You want to maintain a good business record keeping system, right? You have an array of procedures and processes that show the IRS that you are really serious about this. You want to register the business with the state as an LLC or partnership. You want to comply with other states and federal tax laws, including collecting sales taxes and paying annual state business renewal fees. So paying annual state business renewal fees or franchise taxes. You also want to have regular business hours or maintain a business website. All of the things that a normal person will see and say, oh, yeah, this is a business. This is a legit business. So in addition to helping legitimize your business in the eyes of the IRS, these activities are important for every business, right? That's what I was just saying. This is just standard practice here. How do expenses get deducted for a business and a hobby? Let's just break it down here. Typically, a business will file its taxes on a business tax return, right? So you have 1120, 1120 for S corporation and C corporation, 1065 for partnership. So for most small businesses, that means filing a Schedule C for business income. That's if you're not paying taxes at the company level. The net income from the business is then included on the individual's personal tax return. If your business is an LLC or partnership or S corporation, you would prepare a tax return for that business and take the resulted income over to your personal tax return. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said 1065P for partnerships, 1065 for LLC, and 1120S for S corporation. Expenses for hobby activities may be included with other itemized deductions on Schedule A, but you may not deduct expenses in excess of income. So this is just the gist of it. All right. So expenses for hobby activities may be included with other itemized deductions on Schedule A, but you may not deduct expenses in excess of income. All right, folks, this is about it for today. I really appreciate your attention here. And so today I talked to you about which is which, whether you have a for-profit or non-for-profit, whether the activity is a business or a hobby. Can a corporation have a hobby loss? The answer is clearly no. Where will the IRS consider your business a hobby? I give you the 9 criteria the IRS looks at to make an evaluation. What if your business doesn't make a profit? You can actually file a form 5213 and where you ask the IRS to postpone its determination on your business case, how to improve your position as a for-profit business, and how do expenses get deducted for a business and a hobby. I'll see you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.